if I'm being honest, I usually don't like to think about this period of my life. But back in the time when I was, like 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, I was in secondary school or high school, and that was one of the worst periods of my life. It sounds like, very cliche to say. Almost every self-improvement YouTuber you watch now, they always tell you, oh, worst period of my life. But it seems that I didn't even notice that was the worst period of my life until actually now I look back to that period and think about how fucked up I actually was. That was the worst period of my life. I literally had no friends. I was always just this quiet kid. And the reason is like I had a lot of anxiety. There was this period I was not suspecting I had anxiety disorder, but now I don't think I had a disorder. I just feel like I was just anxious as fuck. I was always depressed, always sad. Like I had no friends. I was always lonely. Like in school, I was also getting bad grades as well. I was always feeling anxious. My anxiety was just like always crazy. Like imagine literally feeling symptoms of like beating chest and quaky body every single day. Every single time you like walk into school, I see people are pointing gun at you. Like I don't even know what exactly was causing those stuff, to be honest, to this day. But it was just not fun. And as fucked up as it sounds to say, I might actually not be alive today. Like literally, because the way I'm looking back at that period of my life, the way my life was headed down, it wouldn't have been surprising if I ended up committing suicide. At the time, it didn't really occur to my mind because I'll just be walking around on there and just like suicide thoughts would just pop into my head. I would just be walking around on like I was living with suicide thoughts daily, and I didn't even see it like as a bad thing. I just thought like it's just a thought. But now that I look back on that at that point of my life, I'm like, how can you be living with suicide thoughts daily? Every single day, almost every single day, multiple times a day. How can you always be in this state that you are just constantly feeling down and just always hating your life and questioning why you exist, and coming up with different ways of thinking of killing yourself? Like that's no way to live. But I'm very, very glad, like I'm just thanking God looking back that I stumbled on these habits that saved my life. The habits was journaling. This was not the very first journal I started. I've done a video before that I said that. But I started journaling at that period of my life, and journaling genuinely saved my life. People they say, oh, this thing changed my life, or oh, this thing saved my life. To me, journaling genuinely saved my life, because if I did not start journaling in that period of my life, I don't know. It sounds like I'm not saying it to boast, but I might just not exist today. So the way I approach my own journaling is like I just carry a pen book, carry a pen, and I just write whatever. That was literally how I started. At the time, I didn't even really know it was called journaling. To me, I thought it was like my little diary and stuff, because I just felt like I had so much inside of me that I needed to tell somebody. I needed to talk to something or someone. And since I usually felt like I didn't have anybody to talk to, the only place I felt that I could turn to and feel safe was a book. So I just carried my pen and I just started writing. And I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And little did I know that 4 years later, I'll be looking back on that time and be like, I'm glad I actually started doing that habit. So journaling is just like a very good way to give yourself mental clarity and organize your thoughts and everything. Like many times when you feel stressed and confused and everything, if you can go ahead and put down all those thoughts on paper, you might actually start to feel a lot better than just leaving it all clustered and jumbled up in your head. Like I said before, to me there's no specific way. Just carry your pen and write whatever you feel like. Like if you're feeling happy, write, I'm feeling very good, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling grateful. And if you're feeling down bad, write that I'm feeling suicidal, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Like just write it up. Don't think about structure or what questions or prompts you. Like just forget all that. Just write, express. So that very same year, 2019, I also started watching self-improvement videos. And this is actually the second habit that changed my life. People always complain that watching self-improvement videos, is bad and everything. Like, you're watching all these videos but you're not taking action and everything. And I do 100% agree that that's true. But I feel like even though like you should take action, just watching the videos alone until you reach like a certain point is still very helpful. Because one thing we don't usually realize is like you are the average of the 5 people you spend time with. That's a very common quote, so everybody knows. But when you watch a video of mine, you are literally spending time with me right now. Like even though you are just watching a video, the 5 minutes, the 6 minutes, the 10 minutes, the 20, the 30 minutes you spend watching this video, it's just like you spend 35, 20 minutes sitting down discussing with me. And the more you discuss with me, the more we interact, the more likely you are going to start getting influenced by me. When I started watching all these self-improvement videos, watching so many of them from so many different creators, Jose Zuniga, How to Beast, Chmanli, Improvement Pill, Hamza, Andrew Tate, Mangaji, all these guys, when I started to watch all those videos, it's like you're spending time with all these people, and the more you spend time with them, the more they start to influence the way you think. And this genuinely changed my mindset, because before I pretty much had like a normal person mindset, you know, like, oh, go to school and everything. But right now I'm not trying to boast on everything, but I feel like my mindset compared to most people around my age, you know, around this 20 years old age, 18, 20, like, it's better than most of them. And that's one another thing. Many of us, we don't realize like how much of a blessing this is, because think about your parents' time. Like, they literally only had access to people around them. Like, now you can literally talk to billionaires or millionaires across the world. Someone like Imangaji, for example, like, he's a multi-millionaire at age 23. Like, back in the day of your parents, do you think they will ever in their life have opportunity to even read about somebody like that? Probably not. But here you are, and you have like hundreds of hours of his videos on YouTube, and the more you watch all these his videos, the more, you know, it's as if you're spending time with him, and the more you are getting influenced by him. So take advantage of this stuff. Watching self-improvement videos is another habit that changed my life. But it's not just about watching self-improvement videos, it's about actually learning. One part of watching self-improvement videos was also reading, you know, like self-improvement books, or just reading books in general. Around this 2019, so the next year 2020, I started getting into reading books, and that's also changed my mind, because both reading books and watching the videos, like, they are basically almost the same thing, in the sense that you're spending time with this person. So they both like taught me good mindsets, good principles, good belief systems, and everything that have genuinely changed my life. And just moving forward, the way I see it, my life is only going to get better and better and better. So like I said before, then I was in secondary school, and the way our secondary school here in Nigeria is structured is a lot like strict. It's basically, it almost feels like a 9 to 5 job, because we'll literally reach school by 8 o'clock in the morning, and we usually close around 5 in the evening. I think except Friday. Fridays was around like 2 o'clock we usually closed. So 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock every single day, except I think Thursday and Friday. We're always in school every day, all day, every day. But you know, now that I'm in university, my time is a lot more flexible, and you know, like, and all that. And sometimes I feel like, yeah, I can decide not to go to school, or I can decide to skip class, and you know, it will be fine. But then secondary school, like, that was not possible. So the only time I could actually like have time for myself was when I woke up early, and that is exactly the third habit. Waking up early usually always made me feel ahead of the curve. Like, it was like I'll wake up 4:30, 5 a.m, 4 a.m, you know, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. didn't even used to feel like early back then. You know, I wake up early and everybody is still sleeping, and yeah, I am, you know, doing like whatever thing, whether it was homework or reading for a test or whatever. I always felt ahead, I always felt very productive, and it's also something that changed my life as well. Even till this very day, the time I always do my very best work is usually when I wake up early. That's all, assuming I slept well in the night. Obviously, like, if I slept maybe 2 a.m. and I wake up 5 a.m, like, of course I'm going to feel tired and shitty, I'm not going to do my best work. But assuming I slept like a proper 8 hours, if I wake up 4 a.m, 5 a.m, that's when my brain is the best, that's when my work is the highest quality, that's when my workouts are the craziest. And that is only exactly the first habit, working out. When I woke up early back then, you know, I didn't, even though I did do like, you know, a little bit of homework here and there, or I did read, the main habit was always working out. That was pretty much the only time I worked out. If I did not wake up early, it means I didn't work out that day. And working out as well also changed my life. I know I made a video not too long ago saying that, you know, my body is like 60% genetics and everything. Very true. But I can bet you that I would look a lot worse, and I'll be a lot less stronger than I am right now if for that period of my life I didn't start waking up early and working out. So those are the 4 habits that have genuinely changed my life: journaling, watching videos or learning, waking up early, and working out. So my action step for you is go ahead and try any of these habits in your life. Like, literally look at the one that resonates most with you. So maybe it's journaling, maybe it's waking up early, maybe it's working out, maybe it's learning. Like, people usually complain that watching videos and learning and reading books is a waste of time. To some degree, you know, they are partially right and partially wrong, like I explained earlier. Try any of them out, literally try any of them out, and hopefully the way it's changed my life, it will also change your life as well.